familiar with the World Gym Arena in Texas City, Texas, Heather Monroe coming back here for Diamonds Are Forever. Brittany, we know that Heather Monroe has a great resume.
She does indeed. The Killer Bay herself back here against a foe that she's been friends with, that she's seen with, and she's worked with, but she's never worked against in Hyan.
Hyan coming back again, but we've seen Heather Monroe wrestle all over these United States and beyond. Somebody who knows what she's doing inside the confines of the squared circle. But the Killer Bay, that's a great moniker. That's actually what they called me at Sidney Lanier Junior High School. Greatest performers in the history of the Diamonds division, a Mount Rushmore face, a pillar of the women's evolution here in reality of wrestling. That is Hyan, who is freshly back in the United States after a 2-month extended tour in the UK and Europe. Kirby Carry-On, you've seen so many times Hyan enter this arena and just shock and amaze the masses.
Absolutely, she is a part of many firsts here in the reality of wrestling, such as the first ever women's cage match here, which you can see for yourself on YouTube. It's got, what, over 15 million views by now? Over 30 million! That's insane, and it's absolutely worth it.
Hyan said, I talked to her earlier, she said it felt so good to be home. We can take it up to Emily for our introduction.
From Des Moines, Iowa, she is the Killer Bay, Heather Monroe. And her opponent to my right, from Houston, Texas.
As we get our action about to be underway here, of course, Kirby Carry-On, we got to thank the people who make this show possible.
Absolutely. I've been scouring all social media. This is the dream match, and we've been taking bets all throughout the night. But one man has stood up and said that Jairo Vargas, he says that his money is on Heather Monroe. That's why she is sponsored right now by Jairo Vargas.
Oh.
Right. Well, look at that.
It's a little throwback to my era.
Yes, of course. And now Heather Monroe, Hyan. Hyan, though, such a crafty competitor. She is such a veteran in this game. You're not going to fall for the mind games of the Killer Bay.
She is, and like you did say, Mount Rushmore indeed, especially here at Reality of Wrestling in this Diamonds division. And Heather's going to have her work cut out for her with Hyan.
I believe Hyan just was named one of the top 50 professional wrestlers as far as the women go in the entire world. A very, very high moniker that she can put now on her resume that's already so impressive.
She was indeed, and actually several of the women tonight on Diamonds Are Forever have been listed in the PWI top 150 female wrestlers, and I mean, this is the best place to be, honestly. The Reality of Wrestling doing Diamonds Are Forever has been such a great pivotal point for women's wrestling.
We know Booker T obviously has been always a big proponent of female professional wrestling. One of his early mentors, the great sensational Sherry Martel. He understands the impact that women have had on this industry historically and now continue to have, and in my estimation, are the preeminent draw for many people today in the landscape of sports entertainment, as Hyan has this side headlock here. And Kirby, you got to think it feels good to be back on home court, on home turf for Hyan.
Absolutely. She is the 3-time Diamonds Division champion. This is her home court. Think about this. You're in the playoffs, right? You're trying to win a championship here.
Cover 1, 2, and a kick out.
Especially in a big, dream match such as this. You're going to make sure that your fans here at home get the best showing possible. You want to walk out with the W.
Absolutely, you don't want to let the hometown crowd down, as now Heather Monroe finds herself Northern Light suplex cover, 1, 2, and a kick out.
And Hyan is definitely a professional when it comes to the Northern Light suplex and also that glam slam she's got to watch out for. Oh.
And that glam slam that she calls beauty sleep. Hyan has won, like Kirby said, 3 Diamond Division championships. And just performing in Europe gives you a different perspective and helps you hone your craft in. She said she was performing in London on a weekly basis, Manchester, all over.
And another one.
You have to imagine that kind of experience just upped her game even more. She was already at a top level, Brad, but then going to the United Kingdom and learning even more. This is our first time seeing post-UK Hyan here in the reality of wrestling. And honestly, Heather Monroe may have just gotten a tough task.
Well, that chop definitely is a UK style, strong style, hard hitting, so something rubbed off on her there.
And Heather Monroe utilizing every second of that 4 count from our referee, senior official Isaac Bouillon, as now Hyan finding herself in that corner, getting some stiff boots to the chest from Heather Monroe. Why do they call her the Killer Babe? Do we know?
She actually tries to end the careers and the life of anyone who steps in the ring with her, and obviously because she's fabulous, so.
And look at that.
If she's going to be trying to do that against Hyan, Brittany, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Hyan is going to throw it right back at her.
Absolutely.
So this is just 2 hard-hitting women. And again, like I said, social media has been raving about this match. And it's, aside from the title matches, this may be one of the ones I'm most excited for here tonight. I can't believe we're getting it.
How could you not be excited to see these 2 lock horns inside the World Gym Arena? We want to thank everybody watching us right now on the Reality Wrestling YouTube page. The over 530,000 subscribers cover, 1, 2, inside cradle there from Hyan, almost got the Killer Bay. Killer Bay fires back with a big clothesline.
I don't know if that waiting and taunting and is going to be good for her. She should stay on top of Hyan.
You have to with someone like Hyan. If it was somebody who had maybe lesser experience inside the ring, sure, you can gallivant, taunt all you want to, but Hyan, she has no wasted motion. She has no wasted energy. She's always looking for one thing. That's to get the win here tonight on Diamonds Are Forever. But right now, Heather Monroe has those legs wrapped around her, some forearm shots to the back of the head. Cover the 1, 2. Barely a 2 count. Hyan back in the same predicament she was. Oh, look at this.
Oh, in a very creative way.
It's a reverse triangle submission right there by Heather Monroe.
If we take a closer look at this, y'all, Heather Monroe actually has her shoulders up, so she's not in a pinning predicament. And on top of that, she's doing damage to the limbs that Hyan needs to get her up for that beauty sleep. This is high-level stuff from Heather Monroe.
Heather Monroe definitely thinking through her strategy here. Hyan did what she had to do, pivot onto her hips, onto her stomach in order to break that triangle choke there. And now raining down the shots. Hyan uncharacteristically getting a little bit hyper-aggressive.
She is indeed, but I feel like it's because, first of all, this is Heather Monroe's debut here at Reality of Wrestling, and it is also the first time in the ring with Hyan. And maybe, the Reality of Wrestling vet underestimated her opponent here.
Is the Reality Wrestling debut for Heather Monroe. She has competed inside this arena before as a part of a Shimmer show. And a cartwheel, great athleticism on display from the Killer Bay, and Hyan drops down. Oh, man! Just right into the corner. Hyan, cover, 1, 2, and a kick out of 2.5. Kirby, what is Heather Monroe gonna have to do to keep Hyan down?
She needs to keep the pressure up. She's already doing a fantastic job of thinking ahead and trying to neutralize whatever Hyan has in her arsenal. Right now, she needs to not wait any moment. She needs to stay on the offense.
And Brittany, how does Hyan find herself back inside the driver's seat to try to get a win here this evening?
You know, here's the thing is Hyan she is a talented wrestler. She is one of the greats, especially here in Texas. But you got to think, all that travel, all that work, all of those late nights, those long hours, the flights, everything she was doing in the UK, she might be a little worse for wear when it comes getting back here in this ring. And I don't know if she's going to be able to take Heather Monroe to task.
All right, well, look at that. A body avalanche, crossbody right there from Hyan, who is firing up, getting back into this thing. An Irish whip into the corner, but Makila Bay had it scouted. Has her.
Oh, the drag her.
And Hyan, that is what we call veteran-like experience. She knew exactly where she was in the ring. She sensed that she was in trouble. She rolled to the outside to prevent any pinning attempt.
That is smart there, but again, now she is being counted out, but she's got 10 to give herself a little bit of a breather.
Will she utilize the entire 10 count? Will she try to utilize every second of it? I'm not sure. Here we go, referee up to count of 8.
Heather Monroe enjoying the limelight here.
Hyan breaks the 10 count. Now, Rich, and look, there it is. Hyan still onside the apron.
You've got to imagine here that if Heather Monroe manages to get a victory in any kind of way, that's just going to shoot her up the rankings here for the Diamonds division, especially a victory over Hyan. She could be next in line if she gets this victory.
Oh, knocking the layout from Hyan. Oh, Hyan catching Heather from that kick and driving her knee down into the bottom rope.
Oh, forearm shot. Turns it around.
Ooh.
A discus chop to the chest, I guess. Ducks the clothesline. Gives her one of her own. Hyan is back in this thing. Has her up on her shoulders. Oh! Just throws her down. And a big leg drop. Cover 1, 2, and a kick out at 2 3/4.
That was very close. Hyan probably thought she had it there. I mean, we all did.
I definitely thought she had it. I've seen her connect with that very same combination of moves before and win matches before, but Heather Monroe is on a whole other level tonight.
Hold on, back on the shoulders of Hyan. Heather Monroe trying to find her way out of it, does.
She says,
sends her to the
"Fool me
ropes.
twice."
Oh.
Japanese arm drag there, and then,
Has that shoulder, that left arm, in quite the predicament there. Hyan in another submission attempt from Heather Monroe.
it's not fully locked in yet, though, as Hyan struggles to try to get out of it, holding on to her arm.
And look at that. Her hands are locked. If Heather Monroe can break those hands and unlock them, Hyan's going to be in a world of trouble. She's going to have an arm bar on her.
Heather Monroe very smart to keep her shoulders up to not go into a pinning predicament, but now both women are up to a vertical base. Who's going to win this tug of war?
Playing tug of war with Hyan's arm there.
Hyan trying to get the upper hand here. Heather Monroe too, and now back on the shoulders. Can Hyan capitalize? Not only is she the master of the beauty sleep, she's always looking for that CT knee that she can hit out of anywhere.
Oh, yes.
And I think she's going for it now. CT knee. CT knee. From my lips to God's ears, we cover 1, 2, and a kick out. Heather Monroe kicks out on the CT knee. Have we seen that before, Kirby Carrion?
We have never seen that maneuver connect the way it has, and for somebody to kick out. This is impressive by Heather Monroe. She's showing everybody here at the Reality of Wrestling why this was such a high-profile matchup.
And now she's looking for it, though. This is what you alluded to earlier, Brittany, that beauty sleep. Oh, look at that.
No.
Wow. Impressive reversal there.
And Heather Monroe has left me speechless with
Backpack stunner. A backpack stunner from Heather Monroe.
I can't believe it. Is she going to?
1, 2, 3, no.
No.
I could have sworn I saw the referee's hand hit the mat for the 3.
It was so close. Even if it did, it just grazed it as Hyan kicked out just in the nick of time. And this crowd is so excited for Hyan.
Now these two women locking eyes right here in the center of the square circle. They know they've been through a battle, they've been through a war, and now they're just trading blows. Look at that.
Fighting back and forth, just throwing any kind of haymakers they can at each other. But they're both have to be exhausted by this point.
You can tell fatigue is setting in, and that is going to be a determining factor here. They're just going at it again.
Sometimes all you need is a breather, and maybe that's what they needed here. As the gas tanks are starting to empty, now the adrenaline is when it's gonna start kicking in.
Oh no, oh.
Sometimes you gotta see how far you can make it on fumes, and another elevated knee from Hyan. And what is she looking for? Is she gonna set her up for another CT knee? No?
No, she's going to the second rope.
She's going to the second rope. What is Hyan thinking? Well,
I don't know what she was thinking, but it was not a good move.
finds herself in a precarious and unfavorable position as Hyan, and a back elbow to the side of the dome piece of Hyan.
Nasty back elbow, followed by the foot stomp to the back.
And Hyan falling right on her neck there.
Hyan is out.
1, 2, and a kick out again by Hyan with authority. How does she find the strength and energy at this late stage in the match after all the damage she's had to find a way to kick out like that? Incredible.
She is just pure willpower, and the energy from these fans is keeping Hyan going at this moment.
All right, both women now trying to find out what is going to be the thing. What is going to be the move? What is going to be the method to defeating the other?
I think at this moment, if either of them lands a devastating attack to the head, that person is going to get pinned.
All right,
They both are too exhausted for this.
Hyan, reversal, wait a minute. She has her arms hooked. Can she get her up? Can she do it?
Oh, she couldn't do it. I think the arms may have been too injured, but Hyan now the adrenaline.
Beauty sleep, beauty sleep. Cover, 1, 2, 3. Hyan victorious in her homecoming.
You got to give it up for Hyan. You got to give it up for Heather Monroe making her Reality of Wrestling debut here. What a debut.
Sensational performance by Heather Monroe, but it wasn't enough to defeat the former 3-time Diamonds champion, the world traveled, the world renowned, top 150 women in the world. You're looking at her right there. That is Hyan, who is number 37 on that list, by the way.
This match absolutely delivered, and I can't wait to see the reaction, all the gifs being shared on social media, because this one was a classic, and I can't wait to see this possibly happen again down the line.